Today I have the pleasure of speaking with Anthony Marchese. How are you today, Anthony?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Anthony, you've been working so hard. I've known you for a couple of years and you've had a lot of big news. Let's start with the Areva announcement. Can you tell us, from your perspective, what this announcement really means?
Well, first of all, we've known of each other, that is Areva and Texas Rare Earth, for the last 4 or 5 years. Dan McGroarty, our CEO, has had them down to the site. And what people, I think, don't realize is companies of the magnitude and size of Areva do not sign these types of agreements unless they've done a significant amount of due diligence. So the uranium offtake agreement is, in our opinion, a validation of the project, of the KTEC process, which is what we would be using to extract the uranium. So it's a win-win, which, frankly, those are the best types of deals where everybody comes out a winner.
Okay, and now I think I liked Christopher Ecclestone's article about not only the deal, but he drew our audience's attention to the fact that Dan Gorski is actually quite the uranium expert. Can you tell us just a little bit more about this? I'd like to give Mr. Gorski a few accolades here, because he does understand rare earths and he has been involved in uranium.
Yes, well, just to make this concise, Dan is an incredibly talented individual, and his background is not just in geology, copper, uranium, but he's also basically a metallurgist as well. So it's a rare breed that can combine both metallurgy and geology. So I give him a tremendous amount of credit for recognizing opportunities like Areva, recognizing opportunities in the metallurgical space, for example, related to our heap leach process. So Dan is just a great individual.
And I think I'm purposely bringing up one of the members of your team so that I can ask you this next question, which has to do with the fact that, did you not have one of your advisory board members speak to the rare earth market on 60 Minutes here this last month?
Yes, absolutely. Dan McGroarty, who is an advisory board member for the last year, was extensively interviewed by 60 Minutes. We're tremendously proud of it. Obviously, 60 Minutes has policies against mentioning small cap, micro cap names, so he was not able to be identified specifically as a Texas Rare Earth advisory board member. But I think it speaks to the quality of and knowledge, not just of Dan McGroarty, but our entire board of directors and advisory board members. As you know, we've added people like Jack Lifton, one of your writers, who has a worldly perspective on the sector, as well as Eric Noyres, former CEO of Linus Corp, who has built the largest rare earth facility outside of China.
Obviously, the excellent board members and the caliber of the team you have is a direct credit to what you're actually doing and the benchmarks you're achieving for Texas Rare Earth Resources. And of course, I noticed the big deal you made with K Technologies for this rare earth processing technology, and I don't think that people have really taken notice of it the way that they should. Can you tell us about it?
Well, first of all, the Areva announcement should give people a hint that someone who is sophisticated, has had access to many technologies around the world, decided that we were, a good marriage partner with respect to providing uranium. KTEC actually came to us from a large multinational, technologically oriented firm, and which obviously we can't discuss. And they're the reason why we're able to sign these types of offtake agreements. They're the reason why we believe that our PEA cost of $290 million will come in under $200 million as a result of substituting a solvent extraction facility with a continuous ion exchange, continuous ion chromatography system provided by KTEC.
Well, there's a lot of different technologies out there. Can you tell some of us investors who may not have the metallurgical extraction technique background that your team obviously has, what makes this technology competitive?
Well, one thing, cost, simplicity, and in conjunction with environmental considerations. Without getting too technical, there are a lot of technologies out there, and one thing I want to point out is not every technology works with every type of deposit. This notion that one technology is going to work with every deposit is just absolute lunacy. As far as we're concerned, this technology, of all that we've looked at, works, or potentially works, extremely well with our deposit. It's low cost, significantly lower cost, as I mentioned, than the solvent extraction, which has been around for many years and certainly does work. Significantly less environmentally damaging, very minimal, to say the least, and simplistic. Simple, rather, not simplistic, but simple. It takes up significantly less space, and as a result, adds to the cost savings relative to any other process that we've seen. And we've looked at a fair number of processes.
So Anthony, with everything you've done already this year, everything from 60 Minutes, Eric Noyrez joining your board, your new rare earth technology joint venture, and of course your Areva deal, okay, your big Areva deal. What should we as shareholders anticipate for the next, say, 2 quarters?
Well, Tracy, over the next several quarters, there are a number of milestones that investors should be looking forward to. Number one, we mentioned in a press release that we are advancing on metallurgy with K-Tech. We will, in the not too distant future, be producing 3 streams of concentrates, light, medium, and heavy. And we will shortly thereafter be producing actual rare earth oxide samples separated to a 4-9s for distribution, obviously, to potential customers. Number one. Number two, we are continuously looking to monetize the remaining byproducts of the heavy rare earth Round Top mine. Our biggest Round Top deposit, Round Top byproduct is actually lithium. We announced, I believe, about a year and a half ago that at full production, we'd be producing about 9,000 tons a year of lithium carbonate. Lithium carbonate currently sells for $6,500 to $7,000 a ton, so you can see, do the math, 60 million is a very healthy amount of cash flow for a byproduct. And we also have potassium as well, so, and beryllium. So there's a multitude of deals that we're looking to work on. So that, in addition to obviously other partnering discussions, I think the Areva deal not only adds credibility, but I think it also adds impetus for others who are looking at working with us to actually take the next step now that someone of that magnitude has decided that we're the proper company to deal with.
Well, Anthony, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you.